just kick this off and say thank you, each and every one of you for volunteering tonight for this next evolution in our, you can make sure I hit the record button here, and next evolution of Grafton Fire Department. I'm happy to see and proud of the fire department membership that we have here. We have Lieutenant Michael Korda, we have firefighter Darb Fadavi, and we have firefighter Bob Shimeko, each representing those respective stations. You know, with us tonight too, we have Chief of Police, Chief Crapo, our town administrator, Evan Broussard, Lydia Bogar, our member at large, and our select board representation tonight, Doreen DeFazio, and here is Bob Shimeko. So my first order of business tonight, let me just pull up my agenda here. Just take me a second. Here it is essentially just to go through some quick introductions. Each of you, if we want to start with you, Mike, and we'll work our way across.
Mike Korda, lifelong resident, been on the station 35 plus years now, lieutenant, and just looking forward to finding the right guy for the position.
Mr. Broussard?
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Evan Broussard. I'm the new-ish town administrator. Looking forward to working with all of you and helping you select the right candidate for Grafton. Thanks.
Thank you. Lydia?
Hi, Lydia Bogar. I am the citizen at large, and my fire department background includes 14 years as the licensing officer in the State Fire Marshal's office. So thank you for appointing me.
Darab?
Darb Fadavi. I've been on Grafton Fire for 10 years. I'm a fire protection engineer for 10 years as well. I've only been in town for probably 18 years. Grew up in Worcester. Thank you for having me.
And Doreen?
Hi, everyone. I'm Doreen DeFazio. I'm the select board rep for this committee. I'm serving my second year, first term on the select board, and I'm a lifelong resident of Grafton. I actually did my capstone project for graduate school about 10 years ago on the Grafton Fire Department. And it's always been an interest of mine. I grew up with a dad who was a state police officer for 35 years. So public safety has kind of been ingrained in me since I was a young girl in this community. And so I'm really looking forward to being part of this really important transition for the town.
Great. And Bob?
I've been in Grafton since around 1999. Been on Station 3 for around 12 years. Been in the fire service for 30 some years. And I think as what Mike said, just want to make sure we have the right person for the job.
Excellent. And just to remind everyone, I'm Peter Carlson, Chair of the Select Board. So as part of what my job here tonight is to just go over and review the charge that was set about. Each of you, have you received a copy of the charge?
Yes.
Does anybody have any questions about what the role of this committee is to do and how it's going to function?
Nope.
Okay. A couple of things, and I'm going to let Doreen kind of get the direction from the committee once it's formalized here, is within your charge, you know, keep in mind, you know, dates of when, you know, we need certain things done. We would encourage, the select board would encourage you to work with the search firm and with Mr. Broussard, as well as determining when are, you know, you feel that we would have appropriate dates to have, you know, a new chief start for us. You know, another thing that has to happen is job ads have to be written. So you'll be working with that search firm pretty closely. Next thing I wanted to just cover with everybody after nominating what questions are regarding the committee charge is just to remind you that, you know, you are a standing committee in the town of Grafton. Posting agendas 48 hours in notice and also keeping up with meeting minutes is a requirement. I will be putting together a Google Drive folder with templates for meeting agendas, as well as the committee charge, a copy of the contract for, I'm sorry, the name of the search firm has eluded me. What was the name of it, Evan?
Badge Quest.
Badge Quest, thank you. And have also templates for executive session meeting minutes, and also sample motion language that I'm sure you will use, because as you will be going into your search process, you will be prepping for non-union negotiations. So your search can be done within confidence, and hold some confidentiality. And I would ask that you not discuss anything outside of executive session unless the committee decides that it's required to do so. But also you need to be keeping minutes and keeping those approved. So does anyone have any questions on just the roles and responsibilities of a committee? I think a lot of you have served on these before. So if those who haven't, this is a good opportunity to volunteer and step up to either be chair, vice chair, or clerk. So without further ado, at this point in time, oh, just real quick. So going over the use of Zoom and the conference technology, I would ask that you would coordinate the use of the town's Zoom technology and account. You can do that through Mr. Broussard and his office and his staff, and they will assist you in making sure they set up the Zoom webinars for yourselves, and making sure that the attendee lists all receive notifications via email about the login. Because as you're aware, in Zoom, there's two roles. There's panelist roles, which we are all in right now, and then there's the attendees, which is what the general public would click on just to view your meetings. Just to remind, if you are in public open session, just because you're in open session, it doesn't ensure that you have to have public participation unless you, the committee, wants so, or would like to do so. If it is your objective to hold hearings to solicit public input, if you were to do that, then you would have to allow the public to come into as a panelist, say their piece, and do what they want, and then exit them back into the attendees. Does anyone have any questions on that part, on just the Zoom? I know it's we've been doing it for a year. Doreen can attest to this. We're still figuring things out as we go. There's no perfect way in how to run a Zoom meeting. And if there's any questions, you have any concerns, I know Doreen will be a great resource. You've got Mr. Broussard, and I know Chief Crapo here, who's probably used Zoom quite a bit in his department whenever necessary. You know, you've got some resources here at your disposal. So if there isn't any other questions on the use of the Zoom or the conference technology, at this point in time, I will accept nominations for chair. Mr. Fazio.
I would like to make a motion that Lydia Bogar be chair of our committee.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
No,
All right, so I have a motion made and seconded for Ms. Bogar to be chair. Any discussion on that motion? So seeing none, I'm sorry, Mr. Fazio, yes?
Yeah, so my discussion is just if Lydia would accept it, I think she would be a great person to run our meetings, especially as an at-large committee member, and also her experience. I just think it would be, she'd be a really great neutral party and leader for the group of us.
thank you.
Any other
Doreen.
further discussion on the motion on the floor? All right, so seeing none, I will take this by roll call vote. I'll call your last name, and if you would either announce aye or nay. Mr. Corda,
Aye.
Mr. Broussard,
Aye.
Mr. Fadabi,
Aye.
Chief Crapo,
Aye.
Mr. Fazio,
Aye.
Mr. Schmako,
Aye.
Ms. Bogar.
I guess I'd better make it unanimous. Thank you.
All right, great. Well, that's all I have to do tonight. So Ms. Bogar, it'll be up to you to accept nominations for vice chair and clerk.
Okay.
So you saw how pretty straightforward that goes. You just ask for nominations. Someone will make a motion, someone will make a second, ask for discussion. And then you say you got to take a roll call vote and you're just going to say, you know, ask the person's last name to either vote yay or nay to whatever's on the floor.
Okay.
Okay, the meeting
you,
is yours,
Peter.
Ms. Bogart. Thank you.
Thanks, Peter.
All right. Do we have any nominations for vice chair?
Question is, can you nominate yourself?
Sure.
Sure. Why not?
Then I'll nominate myself for vice.
All right. Do we have a second to that motion?
I second.
Okay. Any comment or discussion? All right, we'll take a roll call vote, starting with Bob Schmenko,
Aye.
Mr. Fazio,
Aye.
Mr. Broussard,
Aye.
Mr. Fadavi,
Aye.
Chief Crepo,
Aye.
and I will vote aye. Do you have a vote, Peter, or you're done? All right, you want to make it a unanimous spot, Mike?
Might as well. Aye.
All righty then. You are the grand prize winner, and you'll get a book of green stamps in the mail by the end of next week.
Well, I hope so.
Do we have a motion from the floor for someone to serve as the clerk for this committee?
I'll make a motion for Mr. Fadabi to serve as clerk.
All right. Do we have a second to that motion?
I'll
Second.
Okay, and a roll call vote. Bogar votes aye. Mr. Corda,
Aye.
Chief Crapo,
Aye.
Mr. Broussard,
Aye.
Mr. Fadavi,
Aye.
Mr. Fazio,
Aye.
Schmenko.
Aye.
All right, another unanimous.
Thanks,
Madam
Chief.
Chair-
You're very
Madam Chair.
tough, so.
Madam Chair, if I may address the committee at this time, now that we've got everyone organized here. Thank you very much for stepping up tonight. In the meantime, I will prepare a Google Drive for you, Mr. Fadavi, that will have templates for agendas and meeting minutes and so on and so forth, as well as a copy of the committee charge. And we will have just the, copy of the town charter, copy of the bylaws, just so you have that all available for the committee. My next request would be through you, Madam Chair, to Mr. Broussard, if we could set up a Town of Grafton distribution email address. We'll call it,
Mhm.
Fire Chief Search at grafton-ma.gov. That
Thank you.
way, we could, you could utilize that email account, and then they could
Mhm.
set up a distribution list to each individual member here as well. And we could keep a copy of the public record, because emails, as you all know, are part of the public record under these situations. Besides that, I just wanted to offer, I'll give that information over to Mr. Fadavi at some point tonight or tomorrow. So just be looking for an email from me with access to that Google Drive, and you can organize it however you may wish and distribute it amongst the remaining part of the members. Madam Chair, that's all I have, unless Mr. Fadavi or anyone else here has a question. I'm going to exit.
I have a technical question either for you or Mr. Broussard. Does it matter which version of Zoom we're using? Because I don't think I've updated mine for a while.
I don't think it's gonna matter per se. It just matters for security issues. So you might want to
Okay,
see if there's any updates, but it'll work just fine.
do you know what version you have? What number?
I'd have to look here. Let's see.
Oh, you can let us know.
Okay. I will figure out what version I'm on and let you know.
Great. And Peter, maybe since you were part of the discussion for the longest period of time, can you explain why we have two separate consulting contracts for this position?
If I may, Madam Chair, we do not. We have one
Oh.
contract with one company. The select board, I believe a few weeks ago, after review of 3 submittals, opted for Badge Quest. And I'll make sure I give information about what Badge Quest is going to be providing for services. I'll give it, if it's okay
Okay.
through you, through Mr. Fadavi, and then he can distribute to the rest of the committee.
And if we have a contact person there.
Yes,
Yeah,
so ideally here with Mr. Broussard, he can be the point person here as we authorized him to sign the contract with Badge Quest. So if there are any questions, and then I know that's next on your agenda is just logistically setting up meeting with the search firm, become familiar, ask questions about the search process,
Okay.
and then leverage their expertise on how to organize this, and let them help you just shape how this committee will work through its process. And Mr. Broussard here can act as a behalf of the town as he's a signatory on the contract.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other business?
At that point, I can leave now. Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Everybody have a great evening. Good luck.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Peter.
Thank you.
Does anyone else have technical questions or anything else to throw out on the floor tonight?
Chief, have you ever used Badge Quest?
I was hired through Badge Quest
All right.
in Grafton.
Yeesh, I wish we knew that going in, huh?
Yeah, oh well,
I think
17 years, they didn't do that bad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
My good friend, Chief McDonald in Oxford was hired through Badge Quest and spoke very highly of their process. So I can email out the scope of the whole package they sent.
Okay,
Madam Chair, may I ask a
yes,
question?
Doreen.
I'm so sorry. I'm used to raising my hand and being more formal, so you'll probably see my hand go up a million times.
I promise not to mute you.
Evan, would you mind just giving us an update on where we are with Badge Quest and when we could maybe potentially set up the next meeting when they're going to be, because the contract is signed, right? But I think from a discussion you and I had earlier today, I don't know if we have.
The contracts, we've had a little back and forth. Our council wanted some changes, so it's actually not signed, but I don't have any fear that it won't be signed. And I would assume that that'll be executed by the end of the week. And then we can move forward with scheduling them. I would think that you might want to look at maybe 2 weeks out, a week out, and then we can go from there. And I think that they'll have some good insight on how we should structure our timeline.
Okay, any other questions?
Yeah,
Lieutenant
ma'am.
Porter?
Yeah, man, I got one question. On the charge itself, was that sent to all of us? For some reason, I don't have a copy of the charge.
I found it on the website.
I can ensure that we send that out to the group tomorrow.
Okay,
Okay,
perfect.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. When Peter had said you've all received the charge, I didn't get it.
Yeah, so
I mean, I know where to find it, but
I didn't want to say anything. I'm like, well, I don't have it. And I
No,
was just
well-
looking, so,
I can make sure that can get sent out to everyone tomorrow.
perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think the only reason I got it was probably in my select board packet. So I nodded yes, thinking yes, but that's probably
Mhm.
where I read it. So,
Okay,
Madam Chair, I have another question too.
certainly.
I just want to know, like, if Wednesdays generally work for people and if we should maybe think about setting up the next 2 dates on the agenda, maybe the first one inviting
Sure.
inviting Badge Quest in and seeing what their timeline looks like. But Wednesdays generally work for me. I can also typically do Thursdays, but if we want to just come up with an action plan, I think that would be a good idea to do tonight.
Okay, do we have a motion on the floor to schedule the next 2 meetings?
I'll make a motion to schedule the next 2 meetings on a Wednesday, whichever dates we agree upon.
Evan, do you feel that we need to meet weekly at this point, or is every other going to work?
I think we should I would set the next one so that we can meet with Badge Quest, and then, I think they're gonna drive the train a little bit on timeline. They've done this, so many times before that this is how long it takes to do the community profile. This is how long it takes to, advertise. This is, that type of stuff. I think they're gonna be the engineer
So
on that.
would you suggest Wednesday, the 21st? Or should we jump next week?
I think that given our timeline, the 21st works fine.
Okay. We have a second on that, please?
Second.
Second.
Okay. All right, any discussion? Substitute motion, anything? Good. All right. Can we have a roll call on that, please? Lieutenant Corder?
Just one quick comment. At what
Sure.
time? At what time?
Do we go with 7 PM so we catch everybody while they're completely awake?
Sure.
7 PM works for me. Thank you.
Works for me.
Okay, 7 PM on the 21st. Mr. Fadavi?
Aye.
Chief Crepo?
Aye.
Mr. Fazio?
Aye.
Mr. Broussard?
Aye.
And Mr. Bob, I'm sorry, we didn't mean to
Aye.
forget you. All right, unanimous that our next meeting will be at 7 PM on Wednesday, April 21st. Okay. Is there anything else on the agenda? Because I didn't get an agenda from Peter.
I didn't either. I found it online.
No,
Aha.
I got it online too.
It's just discussion, so we can just do this, see if there's anything else we need to organize
All
before
right.
Badge Quest comes in.
I think it can all be, it would seem that it can all be done on Zoom. There's no reason to think that we have to have an in-person meeting of any kind as part of this committee.
Not right now.
Correct.
Okay. All righty. Any more questions on functions? Does anybody have any vacations or anything that we need to avoid in the next, I guess, 6 or 7 weeks that we're functional here?
The only avoidance would be Thursdays. I know myself,
Same.
Bob and Fadavi. We have first responder CPR classes every single week. It's a 24-hour
Okay.
class, so Thursdays are definitely off on any of that for the next.
So that's your, Thursday is your training night?
Yep.
Thursday is that training night for that. Yes, there's other trainings, but those we can kind of work around and avoid. But this one we
Okay.
have to do. We have
I
to.
think
Okay.
Wednesdays work best. The other trainings, I think, are all Mondays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
right.
Wednesdays are good for meetings. Thursdays are definitely off.
Just
Okay.
the first Wednesday, I believe for you guys as well as the only.
Yeah. Yeah, and we have meetings on the first Wednesdays of every month.
Okay. Well, then we will, we'll try to, that would be what, May 5th? That would be the first Wednesday. So we'll try to dodge that one if we can.
Yeah, like I said, definitely the first Wednesday of the month is meeting nights, and then again with the research on the first responder and CPR
Right.
Thursday nights.
Okay, just out of curiosity, if I could ask, of the 3 members of the department, are you all EMT certified? Are any of you paramedics?
No,
No.
I'm not.
I was an EMT in New Jersey, but not in Massachusetts.
Pretty tough taste, Bob, if you think you want to go that route again. Okay,
We're all-
that was just a curiosity. I'm,
Yeah,
'Cause I started-
we're all certified first responders, but we're
Right.
not. I mean, we do have a lot of members on the department that are EMTs and that are paramedics, and also to work on departments that like Acton and Wellesley and
Right,
full-time departments too.
right.
We do have a great resource.
I wasn't sure if even though we have the contract for the ambulance service, I wasn't sure if any chief applicant being, having served time as paramedic or EMT would be an issue that we want to kick around at some point further down the road.
So what are you trying to get at, Lydia?
Well, just that it adds another dimension to whoever this person is and what their service has included. I mean, we may end up with someone who's got a lot of hazmat training and experience. We may end up with somebody who, climbed the ladder in-house very quickly. We don't know.
No, yeah, you're absolutely right. But if you're hedging towards an ambulance being run by the town of Grafton,
Oh, no, no,
I
no,
would
no, no.
I would definitely stay away from that right now.
No, we're not, it's just, I think, a dimension of the personality.
Well, and that's what we're going to see through the process. There are going to be, I'm sure every single candidate is going to have their opinions on how to run it and what they want to do, but we have to fit that person to our town
Right.
needs also.
Okay.
And so we just got to go from there.
Any other preliminary questions or concerns? If not, I'd be happy to entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Second,
All right, I'm presuming that we have a unanimous vote for that. Probably the quickest meeting that we'll ever have. Lieutenant Corder, you're an aye?
yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Aye.
I'm aye. Evan,
Aye.
Doreen,
Aye.
Chief Kirpo,
Aye.
Mr. Fadavi.
Aye.
And next week, I'm going to start with you, Bob. You're going to get the first round at
All right.
everything we talk about.
Aye.
All right. Unanimously voted that we will adjourn this first meeting at 7:28 PM.